to Coach Adam Gilbert as he's on the line tonight. Good evening, Coach Gilbert. Welcome in to the Scoreboard Show again tonight, and congratulations on a big win for your football team down at Southeastern tonight, 26-15.
Thank you for having me on. Yes, big win tonight for the Pisgah Eagles, the whole town, the community, everybody.
Coach, I understand it was a damp, wet, and foggy night again. Seems like every time Pisgah goes to Southeastern, it's that kind of night.
It definitely was. Coach Bird and I talked about that last weekend. He said, just go in and expect it. The fire's going to be there. And he wasn't lying. It was a damp, wet, moist night. But, it doesn't matter if you still wake up playing on Saturdays. It's all okay.
Oh, well, Coach, let's talk about the game. We talked last week about Southeastern kicking onside kicks, and I understand tonight they led the game with an onside kick and got it to start. So, and I know you probably prepared for that all week.
Coach Tidmore has took over special teams and done a great job. And yes, we worked it 15 minutes every day, but they still found some way to happen. We just, I don't know. You come watch Pisgah football, you're going to get entertaining football. We're going to play hard, but you're not going to see really good kicking football. And so we don't kick it well on teams we played on either, apparently. But, it didn't. But our defense stood strong, and we kind of backed up all night long in the first half, and they just kept throwing some haymakers at us, and just, we played great. They get behind us here or there, but we stood firm, got put in a lot of bad situations, field conditions. Of course, it was bad for both teams. You can't say anything about that, but but we found a way to end this, just like we have been doing in the past. And this team's just resilient, and they just keep proving it week in, week out.
Coach, a 6-0 game at the half. What was your message to the football team there at half? You come out and score a couple of touchdowns there in the second half and kind of take control of the game.
Well, everybody was in good spirits because we controlled the line of scrimmage. Of course, you get this late in the playoffs. You talk about in the summertime that ball security, little things the things seem monotonous every day at practice. But hey, there's going to be a night, usually second, third round of playoffs. It's going to be wet, damp, cold, rain, and snow, something. You got to be able to handle it. And then on those nights, it don't matter how fast you are, it don't matter how far you can throw it. You got to be able to run the football and stop the run. And tonight was that night. Neither team really threw it well. Couldn't quite get your feet under and those things. And we had some chances on some plays we'd normally hit on, and we, get on top of people. But you just couldn't do that tonight. So it come down to those big boys up front, and Coach Kirby and Coach Arnold and our defensive staff did a great job of having a plan in, and we controlled the line of scrimmage. So at halftime, there was really no sweat. We felt pretty good about it. We just had a couple breaks go away, and they did early on. We kind of separated out there and controlled the second half.
Coach, I got one more question before I send it to Phil. A couple of big plays kind of back-to-back there, maybe in the third quarter. Got a big touchdown pass, about 50 yards, as I understand it. Then right after that, you go up 18-7, I believe. Then you come back with a pick six that really puts you in control of the game.
It did. It was. That's the way this team is. It's kind of like watching Alabama basketball. You just stay close. You're going to go and run eventually, and we did. And we did. Coach Haynes had a great call. We kind of threw a jailbreak screen to Landon, and he took it 40-something yards to the house. And then, they had showed this formation a couple of times, and there again, Coach Haynes coached their DBs, and we talked about if they come out in this right here, we're going to let our corners be super aggressive and try to pick it off. And if they get behind us, we got a safety over the top because we really played man coverage all night. But certain play, we was going to play zone to it. And Jackson Smalley stepped right in front of it, just like we practiced, and took it to the house. So that, that little three-play sequence there, because you have to say three plays because we kick and it's an adventure. So the touchdown, us kicking off, and then getting the pick six there, kind of separated their team, was able to kind of pin our ears back there and, come after them, and that's when we're at our best. And defense did a good job sealing it from there.
Well, Coach, of course, you took over this year's head coach, stepping in for Coach Pruitt as he went to Boaz. But, you and I talked in the preseason. You had made mention that this team could be special. Yeah, there was a lot of losses from last year's team, but there was a lot coming back. So you felt like this team had the opportunity to be special. and it's turned out to be that way. Back to the semifinals again. Is leadership on this football team been a big, important part of it?
That might be the biggest understatement of all time. Yeah, we've talked. I brought it up actually last week before we played Vince, and I said, we had a lot of players and, Coach Pruitt, and then when we come in there, tenure that's kind of turned the program around, and a lot of players have factored into it. But the last two seasons, the 23 and 24 teams, we've just graduated, 6 or 7. If Pisgah had a Hall of Fame players for Pisgah High School, a lot of great players that really honestly just can't, you can't replace. And, but you think it matters to these kids, those 12 seniors that, all they've done in their high school careers is go to 3 semifinals, and 1 quarterfinal, and we're really happy about that. So when people say, just describe your leadership, describe your team, I say, it's easy. It's just one word. They're just winners. They've been raised winners. Their parents, we can't say enough about our kids. We're able to coach kids hard because they're parented right. We don't have a lot of problems a lot of people have, and it's because our kids are raised right. We do things right around there, and these kids just day in, day out. It doesn't matter what you throw their way. And you play that many football games in your high school career, there's not many situations you're going to be put in that you've not practiced or seen. And so when something happens, they just, whatever happens, we're going to be fine. They just dig back in and play. So, yeah, the leadership has been modeled to perfection for the upcoming classes because this group of seniors has been nothing but winners.
Yeah, that's a good answer, Coach. Well, I want to ask you about this. You've been through this before. Practicing Thanksgiving week is a special time, and I'd made a comment because I've been through this before. This is kind of the week where the players kind of understand what it means to their community because there's a lot more people comes to games, a lot more people involved. They get to be around a whole lot more people because it's a holiday week. What does it mean to you and your football team to get to be playing on Thanksgiving week?
Well, I heard you talking to Coach Pruitt earlier, about kind of the same thing. It's obviously a huge deal. Super proud for Jackson, DeKalb County, Scottsboro, Tyler's one of mine. Proud for them, Coach Pruitt and Plainview still playing. So it's going to be a great crowd. Used to when you play in semifinals, you're the only team around playing, but even the prior years when we was playing Fife in there, Geraldine or Sylvania was playing down the road. So, but that's a great thing. You got, that just goes to show, and we talk about it, when we travel in the playoffs, play other teams, just Northeast Alabama football, and, we'll throw in there Sam Mountain football is just kind of reputation. We may not be the biggest, fastest, strongest, but we're usually physical, and, and that carries. And, but as far as playing Thanksgiving week, yeah, you want to practice on Thanksgiving. That's what you want to do. Kids have experienced it. It's not nothing new to them, and that's just kind of what they expect. But it does make it more special. We expect Sam Kenmore Stadium to be loud and loud Friday night. I know Plainview will have a great crowd. Scottsboro will too, but it's going to be great. And then it's going to be one of those things that you just, you can't really explain unless you're there. So we're definitely looking forward to the opportunity. Well,
Coach, I just want to wish you the best of luck. It's been a great year. I'm proud for you guys, and please pass it on for us.
Coach, before you go, you still there?
I cut out, but I got you back. Yeah.
Okay, got us back. I want you to give us a scouting report, because I know you've probably scouted them already. Coosa Christian had a great season this year. They're one of those teams that everybody kind of expected to be at this point of the year. You're one of those teams that everybody kind of expected to be this year. We got you now. Have you got us?
Yep.
And I was asking about Coosa Christian, if you could give us a scouting report on them.
Let me know when you got me.
We got you.
You there?
I don't think he must have lost us.
I got you back again. I don't know what it is.
But
I heard your question about Coosa. To be honest with you, I have not watched them much. We got to take things week in, week out. I know they're obviously well coached, got a lot of great players, they're really great up front. I think they're very balanced. Of course, they're going to rely heavy on their hogs up front and their running back, but they're a balanced football team, and it'll take a special performance to do it. But our kids are up for the task. It just takes any night anything can happen, and we're excited for opportunities is a vast understatement.
Well, Coach, we appreciate you taking the time to join us tonight. Congratulations to you and your staff and the Pisgah Eagles headed back to the semifinals, and we wish you the best next week against Coosa.
Thank you, man. Thank you for all y'all do.
That's Coach Gilbert from Pisgah, as Adam Gilbert and his team advanced to the semifinals again. That's the third time in 4 years, Phil.
Yeah, he's getting a pretty good interview, so good to have him on. But, yeah, congratulations to the Eagles. Yeah, 3 times in 4 years getting to the semifinals and lost in the quarterfinals last year. So this team has been near miss. Is it their turn this time? Could it be destiny? We will see next week. But like we say, it's nice to be playing on Thanksgiving week, and it's good to have another team from our area. You hate to lose Southeastern. Somebody has to lose, but congratulations to Pisgah.
Well, again, you look at tonight, it was really a no-lose situation for the area because you had Pisgah and Southeastern playing, and then you had Coosa playing tonight against Tuscaloosa Academy. So, whoever won that Pisgah Southeastern game, we knew that Coosa had a really good chance against Tuscaloosa Academy because they beat them a couple of weeks ago, and they were playing them in Gadsden tonight. So, you've got an Etowah County team playing a Jackson County team next week, and that is great for our area.